and welcome back once again to the Tandie Jacobs Born2Differ show. My name is Tandie Jacobs and I'm joined here today by an absolutely adorable, gifted young lady, and beautiful, by the way, young lady by the name of Nursel. Nursel, it's lovely to have you on the show.
It's good to be on the show. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome, thank you. So, Nursel, you're Nursel Masuka Mandiopera.
That's right, yes.
What does Nursel mean? I mean, it's not a very common name in Zimbabwe, I must say.
Yes, so Nursel means flood of light.
Okay.
It's actually Turkish.
Okay.
Yes, flood of light is something that I found out a few years ago.
Okay.
When my dad gave it to me, he just kind of made it up. He didn't know what it meant, but it turns out it's Turkish.
So, when you say he gave it to me from birth, or
Yes.
did you change your name? Did he change your name?
No, when I was born from birth, he just made up the name Nursel. And then obviously growing up, I did my research to try and find out what it means.
Okay.
Then I found out that it means...
Initially, I thought maybe it's got something to do with nursing, as in, are you a nurse?
I mean, yeah, the spelling,
so maybe
right?
He wanted you to be a nurse.
Yeah, with the spelling, it's nurse and then L at the end. But yeah, it means flood of light, and it's originally from Turkey. Yeah.
So your siblings, do they also have names from Turkey, or?
Actually, no. So I only have one sibling,
Okay.
my little sister, and her name is Sheba from the Bible, so the Queen of Sheba.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, it turns out that the name means something Turkish. But my sister has a biblical name, Sheba.
Well, you had to investigate to find out, and then you got the biblical meaning of it later on.
Yes.
When you asked him, did he tell you?
When I told my dad what the meaning of my name was, like, I knew it. He was just really excited that it means flood of light, and he thinks that I'm the light. I am light, and I'm brilliant. I'm probably shining somehow in this world and in his life. So yeah.
Well, that's a blessing.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are nurse, so you've got one sibling, a young sister, and you're married.
Yes.
And you've got 2 children, is that right?
I have 3 kids.
3 kids.
1 boy and 2 girls.
Okay.
Yeah. My oldest is 11, and then I have 2 girls, 7 and 1.
7 and 1.
Yeah.
All right, that's lovely. So you, your child, is it going to secondary school? Is that right?
Yes. So my firstborn, Benaya, my son, he starts secondary school this coming September. He turned 11. And he's looking forward to it. Really excited, getting ready to go to junior high school. So
It's transitioning, isn't it?
Yes.
It's transitioning.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to take a quick break, because when we come back, I want to know, most especially, how you juggle everything about. I mean, you're a singer, you got a family, you got a big family, you got 3 children, 2 beautiful kids, and you also sing at the same time.
Yes.
That is a lot that you have.
Yes.
So I really would want to know how you go about it, plus your own full-time job that you have, and how you manage it here in the diaspora.
Yeah.
So we'll be back very soon. See you soon. Welcome back to the Tandie Jacobs Born2Differ show, where Nursel here is going to be telling us a little bit more about herself and how she's able to mix all the dynamics that she's got under her title, which I'm going to ask if you could tell us a little bit more about the titles that you carry besides being a mother, a wife, a singer.
Yes, so I do quite a bit of things, and I do wear a number of hats. And as you've pointed out, I am a mother of 3 young children. I am a wife to 1 husband. And then career-wise, I work as a project manager, so in project management office. Okay. And also I am a gospel singer, songwriter, which is really something that I'm passionate about. I think out of everything that I juggle, that is really the most important and most valuable and passionate.
Do you feel like that is your calling?
I feel like that is my calling. That is why I am here. That is why I am alive. So it's really dear to me.
All right. Wow. So when did you start? Because I mean, you've talked about you've got family, project management, which is work, but in terms of singing, when did you start singing, and how did you get into it?
Yeah. So I'm told from stories growing up, that I always loved music and I loved singing. But from what I can remember, from the age of 3, I used to perform and dance, and people would gather around to watch me dance and sing. And then obviously grew up in a Christian family from church, used to sing at church. I used to sing at high school. I was actually the scripture union.
I was going to say, were you in scripture union?
Yes, so
I think scripture union in Zimbabwe must have had something, because a lot of singers who I found from Zimbabwe, gospel singers, they also was in scripture union.
Yes.
So scripture union must have had a positive impact.
It did. I mean, it helped us. It helped us to pursue our passions, and it just kind of point us on how we should live, and learning what to do and what not to do.
I was in scripture union, but I don't sing.
You wasn't?
I was.
Oh, yes.
But I never became a singer. I don't know what happened to my voice.
I mean, there were different areas, isn't it, that you could go into. So for me in scripture union, I was responsible for the music part of it. So then from that, and at church also singing, and I just knew that this is what I wanted to do. Okay. I actually formed a group which was called Echoes from Above at high school. We planned to do a demo tape. We're going to take it to Nursel Masuka. I don't know if you know him. He's quite a he was a popular gospel artist then.
Okay.
And then we kind of split when I finished my O-levels. Some of my friends went to the US, and the group just kind of died down.
Yeah.
And then when I came over here to the UK, an opportunity presented itself in 2016.
Wow.
That's when I was able to record my first singles. Like Heaven and Who Is There Like You. So that's how the journey started.
So, okay, if I can take you back a bit, you said when you came up, so when did you come here to the UK?
So I was 18, turning 19 when I came over. That was in 2003. And, I was still singing at church, praise and worship. But I knew that I wanted to do it. Yeah, there was more that I wanted to give out to people. And then I got introduced to some people who introduced me to some people, and then that way I got to meet my first producer in 2016, and I recorded my first singles.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah. So in terms of, so you said you're a writer as well as a singer, so you write your own and you sing as well? That's
right, yes. I write my own music. And I try to create my own beats, like how I'm hearing it, how I'm feeling it, and then obviously the producer will then help me to make it sound more professional. Well, that's amazing. Yeah. I mean, there are quite a few songs that I've listened to, and I must say you're an absolutely amazing singer. I like the Victory song, Makomborero. That is amazing, and there's beautiful, absolutely beautiful songs. But what I wanted to know now is, what challenges have you faced having to sing and produce your music here in the UK? Yeah. What kind of challenges have you faced, and how have you been able to overcome them? Yeah, so I think there is a number of challenges that I've faced. I mean, firstly is just having to balance everything, like I've said before, and covering costs, financially, because this music doesn't bring us any money. We're not making money. Well, for me, I'm not making any money from the music yet. So it's financially sponsoring all the projects, everything that goes into it. So getting a producer, filming videos, until you get the final record done. Yeah. So that costs a lot of money. And it's also getting the music head. For me, that is the biggest challenge. So getting in contact or getting the mainstream media to accept or hear our music, that's the biggest challenge. Because for me personally, when I make the music, I want people to hear the message. And my core message for all my music, I want people to know that they are loved. I want people to have hope. I want people to know that as we are, as spirits, we are here to have a human experience, which is not supposed to be miserable and boring and lonely. I don't think that's why God created us. I mean, that's why he says rejoice always, and again I say rejoice. So I feel that people should be happy, and I want to give up that message with my music. With your music. So the challenge is getting people to hear that music. So it's getting the music played, getting some airplay, getting interviews, just to get the traction and getting people to hear the music so they can benefit from the message, which I feel is in the music. Wow, yeah. That is true, that is amazing. So I think you've done really well, especially to be able to produce. How many, have you produced like a proper
album or albums that you've produced, or at the moment they're just singles that you're releasing out?
Yeah, so I've done a couple of singles and I've done 2 albums.
Okay.
So this year I actually released my second album, which is called The Good News.
Okay.
I did that in May of this year. But now I'm just releasing singles with videos from that album.
Yeah. So I think to be able to overcome those kind of challenges is quite a big milestone. One of the things that I heard from another artist who came, that as a woman sometimes penetrating the industry can also be a challenge.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of hoops that you have to be able to overcome or to jump. Or sometimes it's because of the fact that you're a woman, you know, it's not their favors or things that they expect you to do, you know, for you to be able to get your music released. Is that anything that you may have faced? Or maybe it's different because it's maybe your music is more gospel and Christian, so they...
Yeah, I think for me, I haven't faced that challenge. I haven't been asked for any kind of favors, but it's mostly like, well, you give me a little bit of money and then I can play your music. So which, I don't know, I don't quite feel comfortable with that, because I also feel that, you know, we are creating art as far as we want the gospel of Christ to go out to people. It's also art, and personally, I feel we should be appreciated for that. So I don't feel comfortable with people asking money to get airplay. So that's the kind of my challenge, is people are like, you know, give me some money and then I'll play your music. And what I've heard talking to other gospel artists is that if you do that, once you stop giving them money, then they stop playing your music. So it's like, it's a, you know, it's a vicious cycle. So
if you give them once, you have to keep on giving them again.
Yes, if you want your music to be played, then you have to keep paying.
Wow.
So yeah, which is, that's the greatest hurdle that I feel needs to be crossed.
It is.
Yeah.
And on that note, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be back very soon. Okay. Welcome back to the Tandie Jacobs Born2Differ show, where we are having a chat with Nursel. Do people ever pronounce your name wrong?
Oh, I've heard all sorts. Some say Nursel, some say Nursel, some say Nursel. But I don't take offense. Just like, well, I know you mean me, so yeah, okay. I don't get offended.
You don't get offended. Okay. So, I mean, you've talked about the challenges that you faced, or maybe are still ongoing and facing at present.
Yeah.
But clearly from your videos, especially this one of Makomborero, which is one of the ones that I like the most, you are enjoying your music a lot. What keeps you going? What makes you want to continue to produce the second album, to make the videos, to do all that? What is it that is pushing you?
I think it's a few things. First is that I feel it's my purpose, and I feel it's my calling, and I feel I have to do it. And secondly, it's almost like a burden as well. Like, you know, as I was explaining earlier, that I really want people to have hope. I really want people to enjoy their lives. And I feel that my music does that. Whether I am talking about gratitude, whether I'm talking about hope, whether I'm talking about giving your life to Christ, it's all about giving people hope. So that drives me to do it. And I'll tell you that I've so many times say to myself, you know what, this is it, I'm not going to do it. And then before you know it, I've got a list of songs and I'm like, what am I going to do with these songs? And I'm back at the studio and I'm filming again, I'm doing everything again. So I think it's really part of me, it's part of who I am. I can never not stop doing or making music. It's just something I have to do. It's who I am.
And is it both worship and
praise?
Praise.
Yes, I do both praise and worship music.
Okay. And I'm sure in church as well, you're kind of right in the front, right there, singing praise and worship. Yes,
I love it at church. At church, I'm actually the lead for praise and worship in my assembly, local assembly. And it's something that I'm really passionate about, you know, so organizing what's happening, what are we singing this Sunday, leading praise and worship and getting everybody involved. And we have a lot of young people as well, so getting them to do that because they're passionate about praise and worship, so getting them to, you know, express themselves and minister to God and lead others into worship. So
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And I mean, you mentioned something that right now you're the leader at Praise and Worship, and you're also, working with the young ones as well to grow, and the youth to be able to aspire to grow in worship and to singing.
Yeah.
If in a situation where, like right now, you being the leader of your church of Praise and Worship, and your music is also growing, and then you have to travel.
Yeah.
Because I mean, is it not? If you're in one area, you are the leader there, but at the same time, you've got your own thing that you're doing at the same time. And then does it affect you in terms of what you want to do at church and what you want to do for your own personal self?
Not necessarily, because I think church for me is home. So it's like, it's part of family. So it's not really work. It's something that I can always be involved in, because that's my family. That's where I belong. And then my work, it doesn't really clash, if I can say it that way. My work goes that way and church goes that way, and I seem to be able to balance it okay. There's no what's the word? There's no friction between the two. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And who are the people who you look up to? Oh, this is my favorite one.
So growing up, I've always listened to people like Rebecca Malope and Shingisai Suluma. Shingisai Suluma has mostly been like an inspiration for me, because she started singing when she was an older woman. So for me, that just kind of shown me that you don't have to be young to start on your career, and it doesn't mean that if you don't start whilst you're still young, that's it. You can literally start at any age. So she's really somebody who inspires me, and I also love people like Tandie Jacobs from the US, and Kiera Shed. With Tasha, I especially love her anointing and the way she worships, the way she presents herself, her stage presence. It's something that I would love to be able to do.
And I think what you said about the other artists, that it doesn't matter at what age you start.
Yeah.
But I think the most important thing is that you start.
Yes, absolutely.
It doesn't matter how old you are or how young you are.
Yeah.
The most important thing is just how to be able to start.
Yes, you just have to go for it. If you have the calling and you feel that burden to do it, just do it. It doesn't matter how old you are.
So what would you say to any young lady, woman, not even young, because like you were saying, that doesn't matter how old you are, but what would you say to some people who want to aspire to do something for themselves and, to get to where you are right now? What would you say to them?
Yeah, I would encourage anybody who wants to start any path. It doesn't really matter what it is, but if you aspire to do something or to be somebody, I would say you need to believe in yourself, and you need to believe that you are enough just the way you are, and everything you need to be where you aspire to be is already within you. So just believe in yourself and do it. Do not procrastinate. Do not wait for everything to be perfect. Do it. Do it.
You are enough.
You are enough just the way you are.
You are enough. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that you are enough. And then sometimes there is a fear, which I find that people may feel that the industry or the area they want to go into is flooded.
Yeah.
Is that a feeling that you got at any given point?
Yeah, so I didn't feel like that. I didn't feel that it was flooded, because I have the sense and belief that there is only one of me. There's only one of you.
Yeah.
So even if there is a million people doing the same thing, there's only one me.
Yeah.
There is only one person that has your aspects, your skills, and your gifts. And the world needs those gifts that are specifically only from you. So it doesn't matter if there are other people doing the same thing. You should still pursue your goals. Pursue your
and I think
gifts.
exactly what you said is what this show is about, because I always say that each and every person being born to different, it doesn't matter whether there are 10 people who can bake cakes. I mean, ever since especially lockdown started, I felt that there's been a rise in people doing like either baking and all that. So the competition may be tight in terms of you wanting to be known with your cakes, but you will have your own people who will come to you and your own clients.
Yeah.
And, you know, you will, that uniqueness that you have in you will take you far. But above all, I feel that you're believing, if you put God first, you know, God, because He put that in you, He will take you far. He will take you through it.
That's
and
true.
you'll be able to succeed.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
We'll be right back. And welcome back to the Tandie Jacobs Born2Differ show. And the question that we have for Nursel is, what is the future for your music? What is the future with you and singing? Where do you see yourself?
Yeah, so at the present future, immediate future, should I say, I am currently promoting my latest album, like I said, The Good News, which I released in May. And I'm promoting one of the songs that I've put a video for about a month ago now, called Tandie Jacobs. And I'm really passionate about this album because even when I did it, it was really just for soul winning, getting people to come to Christ, getting people to know Christ. Because the burden that I have and all that I want for people to have hope, the best way for that to happen to anybody is through Christ and having Christ. So in the immediate future, I really want to keep pushing the songs that are in that album and making sure that people get the message and accept Jesus in their lives and enjoy their life, because when you have Christ, you literally have everything that you need. And then from that, once I've finished pushing out all my songs from the Good News album, I'm not sure if I can talk about this yet, but I am working with a couple of artists, UK gospel artists. So I'm doing a collaboration. That's all I'll say about that. And I'm looking forward to doing more collaborations. I've been approached by a few people who also want to collaborate with me. And yeah, I will see how that goes. So I'm looking forward to having more collaborations, making more music. I think I'm always going to be making more music. And hopefully when time allows and with the COVID situation, hopefully have 1 or 2 shows.
Oh, fantastic. Some live shows.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes.
And you are being invited to quite a few events as well, isn't it? So are you singing at those events? Are you performing at those events? Or?
Yes. So I will be attending a vow and I will be singing at that event. So it's going to be my first time singing live in a very long time, obviously because of COVID. So I'm looking forward to it and I am excited, a little anxious, but I'm sure it will go just fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a lot that you haven't, you know, on your plate at the moment, and that's great.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to get myself out there as much as possible. You know, getting a lot of radio interviews, making my presence known on social media, and you know, having shows is, you know, one way to do that. Maybe there will be people that have never heard about me that will be attending that event and will get to know me. So yeah.
Okay, that's fantastic. So you said people who come to the show and will get to know me. Give me 3 words if someone was to ask you to describe yourself.
Describe me. Oh my God. Well, I am patient.
Okay.
I am kind and I love God and I love people.
You do have an aura of, you're very patient, I found.
Yeah, I am patient. I am patient.
Very calm person.
Yes, I don't know if I should say that myself, but yeah, I am calm. I am patient. I am quite tolerant as well.
Okay,
I am quite tolerant.
Those are values of a Christian.
Yeah, I guess. I should just say I'm a Christian. Yeah. So yeah.
Okay, so Nursel, I'm going to ask you some questions. We're going to play a little game. I'm going to ask you some questions, and you're supposed to give the wrong answer.
Right.
To get it right. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So we'll ask you a question, you have to give us the wrong answer. If you give us the right answer, then you failed.
Right. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
All right, and we're going to time where it's going to be 15 seconds.
Okay.
They're not too many.
Okay.
Yeah, so and I think it should be easy.
Okay, let's do this.
All right, okay. Ready? And start. What do lions eat?
Grass.
What color is the sun?
Pink.
What's the sweetest thing you've had to eat?
Beef.
What kind of music does Alec Macheso sing?
Gospel.
What? Well, the last question was going to be, what is the capital city of Zimbabwe?
Okay.
That was going to be the last question, but our timer kind of went off.
Okay.
And I think she got the answers right, didn't she? You passed.
Yay!
We were supposed to be giving you a prize and a mug, but I will send it to you by post because I've run out of mugs.
Oh, brilliant.
But we'll
Thank
send
you.
it to you anyway.
Thank you very much.
But Nursel, it's been absolutely lovely having you on the show today. Thank you so much for joining us, and it's been lovely having a chat and knowing a little bit more about Nursel and what she wants to do in the future. So please do follow her on all the social media platforms. She's got Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat, every other social media page you can think of. Nursel is there, and that is her actual name, and when you type it in you will see her. So please do follow her. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tandie.
You're welcome, and I look forward to seeing you people back again. Take care.